But in the where I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, a 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats to turn to a ghost. I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence, then let them in, chalk up their body, another one body, that's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I can play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me, then I double up again under their nose. None of them cold, they just got lucky but never adapted, so I'm 10 to 1 if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close, I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke, I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the post.
No, he's a horrible person, and me and Devin talked about this all the time when it came to finances. He's the worst football-minded owner ever. I would take Jerry Jones over him in a heartbeat, because at least Jerry Jones is willing to spend his money on people that are young. He buys old talent. Josh Norman, Albert Haynesworth, fucking.
Josh Norman pretty much kind of proved once he got to Washington that he was a complete
problem child.
Would you say, Coach?
Problem child. They go after people that got problems, that are going to bring problems to your organization
because they're a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Not even cheaper. They overpaid Josh Norman, and they got Albert Haynesworth like $100 million contract for like 7 years, and then release him. Like, my thing is like what they do is they just. Like, they go after people who have really, really big, good years. And unlike the GMs like Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, where once they have that good year, they're like, look, you're on your way down now. You had your peak prime. We don't know if we'll see that again. So we're going to pay you this month or this much. You know what I mean?
I don't have no problem with that when you grab a veteran out of the, the pool, if they're going to be able to come in and bring, you know what I mean, positive shit to your organization.
Yeah.
They don't, you know what I mean? But that seems like that's what's that's what I'm
worried about with the Texans. Yeah. I'm worried about the Texans. If you saw that report, they're going after Earl Thomas, and they're expected to sign Earl Thomas, which they need help in their secondary, but it's going to be rough with that kind of mentality in there, already going into a locker room that's probably divided. Mm-hmm. And you already got a strong-willed leader like JJ Watt. Like, he comes in there trying to shake things up, trying to do his thing, rather than, hey, you got to go into this role here. And then once you prove yourself, then you can start shaking things up. You know what I mean? Like,
it was dope though, seeing the Watt brothers all together on Sunday.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
It was dope. They were like, "Oh, what up, man? We're in the NFL."
It started in the backyard, is what they said on Twitter.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Everybody, Bridging the Gap, what is up? We are here. We are loud. We are proud. Coach B in the building. Your boy Dev, as always. And tonight's special guest, Matt, from
How's it going?
From the land of Japan. That's actually not where he's from. Yeah. That's not where he's from, but he's actually from Maryland.
There.
But Matt is a Marine currently.
That's out there in Japan.
Yeah, currently he got the flag. He pulled out the Maryland flag.
I gotta represent. You know what I mean?
Right. I was gonna say, what was it say? Oh yes, but Matt is currently a Marine stationed in Japan, and tonight he's gonna talk to us about his experience and his views and his particular experience in the Marine Corps. Granted, the Marine Corps is the second to smallest or third to smallest branch in the military, right? The Space Force and then the Coast Guard. So this is kind of an interesting thing. Jamie Butler's in the chat. She says, "Hey, fellas, what up, Jamie? What's good?"
James, you supposed to come by. You were supposed to come by a couple days ago.
Oh, Jamie, you flaking? What up, Jamie? Why you flaking? I was coming over. We were all gonna have a good time. And Guy Ramsey said he had never clicked a notification so fast. So he's here for the show. So Matt, I got to ask you this just because I want to know, because I've never actually been over in Japan, but what's it like in Japan? Is it all like techno robot, high tech, or like what's it like where you are? Is it like a beautiful scenic place?
So Japan is, you think it's really small, but the culture changes so much just by going like 50 feet. Like, it's crazy. So where I'm at, Okinawa, is more or less the Hawaii. Like, so you would refer it to like the Hawaii for China. Yeah. So I'm on a little island. It's 7 miles wide by like 70 miles long. So it's real small. But there's 2.3 million people that live on this island. It's insane. You can go from straight farmland to like you have toilets that automatically wipe for you. Those little toilets are everywhere.
Wait a minute, pause, stop, rewind. All right, so my boy just said that they got toilets that wipe your own ass.
Well,
now hold on, are they a bidet?
little,
Do they shoot the water up your ass?
It's the bidet. It's a little white
want
thing.
a bidet.
So listen, it's weird. I didn't know what it was first. I wasn't so it catches you totally off guard when you're not expecting it, right? So I thought it was a flush button because it had like the little water spouts, like whatever. And all I hear the flush button, it's like I hear yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I keep pressing it, and I hear shh, and I just jump up because I was not expecting that at all. It's a shot of water.
Whoa, baby, dinner and a movie first. God dang.
It was weird. But it's actually really, really nice. I'm not going to lie, because it takes away, like, I don't know if you're a wet wipe guy or a toilet paper guy, but I like flushable wet wipes. Okay? Flushable wet wipes.
Man. I didn't know this is where this conversation.
Yeah,
this is good.
Japan is crazy. Like, you have, I will honestly say that you think the culture is all one the same in Japan. The only thing that is the same throughout Japan is the fact that everybody is so nice. And like no matter what it is, everybody's nice. Like even like the home
treated with respect is what you're saying.
Like even homeless people, like people who are homeless, they will, when they ask you for money, if you say no, they'll be like sorry, and back up and say have a nice day. It's not like oh fuck you or whatnot. Like you know what I mean? It's like crazy. And side note, before the pandemic, all Japanese people wore masks anyway, so nothing fucking changed here.
Like Mike Jackson out this motherfucker.
Yep.
Mike was wearing the motherfuckers before he passed. Like what's going on? We're missing something. We're missing something. Yeah.
So oh sorry, Coach, I didn't want to cut you off. But I was gonna read out chats here. Jamie Butler said that she still can, and that she's always available. But also Kyler James of the original gamer group that was.
Oh, Kyler, how you been?
Yeah, he come in the chat and said second that about Japan, that he has the same he feels the same way about Japan and how people are there.
If my family was out here, or if it wasn't like $2,500 to go home every time because it's expensive, I would stay out here for my entire life. It's that nice. Like
really?
Yeah, it's so nice. Like I wish
United States.
Okay, so that's why I said if it was cheaper to fly home, because I definitely miss aspects of the States, but so there's so much you can do here and so much you can explore within reason. Like, yeah, you have the States and you can explore everything, but for one, the people are always really nice here. We had, I don't think the COVID cases reached above 1,000 at any point in time. We probably had over 1,000 total cases, but we never got above 1,000 total cases on an island that is 7 miles wide by 70 miles long, that people live on top of each other. And the only people who got it out here were Marines. There was like less than 100 total Japanese cases of locals here. So, and they were all Marines that they sent over from UDP. So like they went on a deployment from like the States and they had COVID when they came over here. So those are the only people that had COVID. So that brings me, I could take that like 7 different ways on why that's a thing and why it's so.
Take it wherever you want to take it, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hold on, Matt. Before you take the mic, I got to read 2 more chats here. So Justin Gower come in the chat and said, buddy of mine, Daniel, was over in Okinawa. I think Dev knows him. Wait, you think I know him? What do you mean? Like just because I got one friend in
Okinawa connection,
right? Like I got one friend in Okinawa. Now I know everybody in Okinawa because then my buddy Kyler goes over to Japan. I just know Oh yeah, I know that guy over in Okinawa, Daniel. Yeah, your boy. We used to play cards all the time. And then Kyler says Captain Shunt in the flesh. That's right, Captain Shunt. We love you, Kyler.
What was my name? What was my name? Was it still Simply Matt or was it something different?
Oh, I don't know. I forget. I mean, mine was just always, like Ginger, Gingy, Gingerlicious, or whatever people wanted to call me. But
because my first video on YouTube was Rainbow Six montage that I made on Windows Movie Maker, and Devin can tell you something about that software and how bad it is.
It's bad. It's really bad. Don't do it.
No, I have Adobe Premiere Pro that I use like once every year, but it's worth keeping the subscription.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out is how to get that Adobe going up so we can make more money.
I don't know. That's something that
you don't know about it yet.
No, no, I just know that I have the subscription for it, and it's kind of like one of those things I put on my credit card, and it's like I don't want to not have it, but at the same time, I don't want to see it come out of my bank account every month. Yeah.
Oh, he said Justin said Daniel LaRusso. Isn't and then Dallas said that's the Karate Kid. Yeah, Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And then Kyler James said John Stamos, which is an inside joke from back when we used to play Rainbow Six Siege. But anyway, that's the Karate Kid. So I guess I know Daniel LaRusso. I guess me and him. Listen, if I knew the Karate Kid, I'd still be just as I'd be just as famous as I am right now.
Oh yeah, I'm a big proprietor. I'll never hop off. I'm gonna take a real quick, just so everybody knows. I'm sharing your stream on my Instagram.
Hey,
or my
Okay, no worries.
So,
no sweat.
So I'm just shameless plug. That's all.
For sure. Hey, let me ask you a question. Like,
of course.
because you're out there, I respect that everything that you guys do when you're out there doing what you're doing. I respect 100%. When you're out there, is it like, where's your mind when your mind goes to something else? Do you stay in the war, or do you go back home?
So are you talking about like as in like if we have like an op or anything like that, or like what do you mean, like when we're just out in Japan regularly, or?
I mean, basically when you're in the military, like
you're engaged and something's popping. So, have you ever been in that situation?
Fortunately, I have not yet, because even though we're still have a war on terrorism in the sense, we're in a state of garrison, and that basically means we're just an occupying force. And if any operations happen, it's usually small, fast special teams reacting, or it's like a large scale training event. My MOS, which I'm a 4421, which is a legal services specialist, where I'm basically a paralegal for the Marine Corps. Unfortunately, I don't get to go experience that kind of thing, but I can say through what little bit of combat training that I've had, which is more than most of the other branches, I'll tell you that right now. When you're in that situation, boot camp and the training that they put you through prepares you for it. You don't really think about it. Like, you don't, when you're quote unquote engaging fire or something like that, it's not like you immediately turn and be like, oh, I can't die here because I got a family back home. It's not like that at all. I will say that the mindset that you're given, and I think the mindset you have to become a Marine, because they say you don't get to choose to become a Marine. You have to be a Marine before you're a Marine, because you have to have that mindset of, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice everything I will for my country.
Uh-oh.
He locked up.
He froze it. Matt, come back to us, Matt.
Froze.
Matt, come back to us. Well, I guess we got to keep the show, I guess. And see. Wait, no, there he is. He's coming back.
I had a good thought. That's my fault. It's fucking stupid. All right, what did you last hear?
I think what we last heard out of your lips was that, because I don't want to go too far back, but basically, like, you have to have a right mindset to be in the Marines.
Yeah. So, like, you have to have a right mindset to join the Marine Corps, because it's not like when you join the Marines, everybody knows it is the hardest branch, not because of the boot camp, which the boot camp is pretty hard, but not because of anything else, but just because the overall quality of life, which I think we'll get into a little bit later. But it's the quality of life is just less than, like, say, the Air Force. Like, the Air Force, they get their own rooms. Currently, I don't know if you can see it. I'll turn it. I have a separating wall by a flag and a little curtain.
I look like Baltimore over there. Is that you? Are you rapping Baltimore over there?
Yeah.
No. Is that's the university, or that's a Maryland flag?
Yeah.
The flag of Maryland.
Yeah. No. I lived about 2.5 hours away from Baltimore. I lived next to UMES, so it's University of Maryland College Park, in a little town called Princess Anne. But like I was saying, like, when you go to like those situations where you're put into a combat simulation or any type of combat environment, and I know from speaking with other Marines who have been in that situation that you're not thinking about that right now. Like, if you're say, I'm a Lance Corporal, so that's what I am in the Marine Corps right now. If your corporal sits there and tells you, hey, we're gonna provide cover, you're gonna run across the danger zone, and you're gonna go over there and set up a position, and then you're gonna provide cover, and we're gonna run across the danger zone. A danger zone is an open area of land with no cover. So you're gonna do it, because if you don't do it, you're putting the lives of the men behind you at risk. And who's more
Yeah,
important?
it's like normal, just like normal shit that we would do right here.
Oh, yeah.
Like we would do that. We would do that. Like if Dev was in trouble, I would do my best to
Coach
fucking,
laying down the cover fire. He's like, I got the
Yeah.
Beretta.
I would do my best. I
It's
would
like-
do
it's
my
like-
best.
I'll put it for a football analogy for you guys. Like, so if Devin's a running back coach, you're the fullback, you're doing the lead and block. You see Ray Lewis come off the edge, you know you're probably going to get sacked, but you're still going to go out there and try to cut block him or something, so that way your boy
Correct.
Devin doesn't get hurt, so the mission gets done. That's the same way it is in the Marine Corps.
Dope,
Like-
dope. And that's what I was trying to get at. I just
I like how he gave us the football analogy. He just knew with Coach. He's like,
Yeah,
I gotta give the football analogy.
Man,
trying
football's
to
back.
understand
Football's back.
what people do when they're out there and they got to do what they got to do. That's pretty
It's-
much.
You hear stories about some people that go into absurd like shock and they start pissing themselves and stuff like that, but that's the few. Like, you know what I mean? Like it happens to the best of everybody, but they say that you truly like become a Marine when you go out there. Like me, I'm fortunate enough that I haven't experienced a lot of training events like that because, well, I mean, I wanted to, but I've been hurt through the majority of my Marine Corps career, so it's limited my experiences. But through my mentors and my superiors, I've learned a lot about. They can never fully tell you what it's like, but they tell me that every last one of them says, as much as all of us say we want to go out there and we want to experience that, you don't, because mentally it's taxing.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you this. I want to take it in this direction. There's two really, but the one I want to ask you is a paralegal. So you're basically like a lawyer type deal for the Marine Corps. Is that what I'm getting at?
So, yep. So basically, what I do is to be a lawyer, you have to have a college degree, correct? And if you have a college degree in the military, you're considered an officer, or you're basically, there's the enlisted ranks where you come in with no college degree, and then you're an officer, which puts you at a higher step up, and you're in charge of the enlisted. And all the lawyers are officers. I'm really fortunate enough that I work with a lot of officers when most of the time a lance corporal will never even talk to a sergeant, which I'm an E3, a sergeant is an E5. My MOS has to be we have to be very professional. It's a very much like a civilian job where you have to be very professional, very courteous, and it's a team effort. So I work hand in hand with a captain, which is an O3 in the military. And then in my shop, there was another corporal.
Well, you look out for the soldiers.
Yeah,
Legally.
so yeah,
Legally,
yes.
you look out for them.
yes and no. So we don't ever not look out for someone, but we do our job. So there's different shops within legal. My predominant experience is I was in the trial shop, which is basically the government. So in normal law, it's the government side. So if you've ever seen A Few Good Men, have you ever seen that show? So
Dope
you know,
movie. Dope movie.
it is. That's exactly what we do. I'm not the one arguing. I'm more or less the one doing the work behind the scenes for him to help him out with whatever researching he's done or anything like that. They're the ones that take the information and go on the stand. But my shop, I was working on not the main character's point, but the one who was accusing the gentleman of killing the boy. I was on their side because of the fact that I'm the government, so I'm charging the Marine or the person with misconduct. So that's what I did.
Okay, gotcha. And anybody that's out there in the chat, hey, go ahead, drop some messages,
Awesome
drop some stuff.
people.
Yeah, come on, come talk to us. You know, like I said, we love to hear what you guys have to say. Matt's here. He's going to answer a bunch of questions for us. Now, Matt, I did want to ask you this too. You know, you brought up the living conditions. And,
Yes.
you know, because you know, so far you've said some very either positive or, I guess what I would say, non-direct or non I can't really think of the word off the top of my head, but you know, like
Discreet.
denial, you know, like they're not very,
Okay.
like, nothing, you haven't said anything that's kind of like negative towards the establishment. So I
Yep.
guess now what I want to know is, you know, I mean, what's going on in the Marine Corps for you? What's your experience been like now? Because you said you've been injured through the duration of your Marine Corps career, and you might even be on the tail end out of something that we talked about. Hold on. And Wild Thorn Bailey said, "Who and when was that?" I don't know what you're referring to. Who and when?
Oh,
was
that's my cousin.
Oh, what's up, cuz? He's fam too now.
that? Yeah. He said, "Oh snaps! Guess I'm old. Thought this was the direct message to Matt."
Oh no, no, you're good. Hey John, what's up?
Oh shoot!
Oh, coach is not.
Coach
he
just fell over.
He just fell over. Earthquake.
Yeah, but anyway,
Altoona.
So Matt,
Ron?
talk to us about
All right.
that. Just talk to us about your experience, and then tell us about where things are at now, and then also your things that you're not satisfied with in the Marine Corps.
Okay. There's limited negative I can say, but I'll explain it in the best I can because where I still am active duty services. Maybe we'll do a follow on because I should be out in the next 30 to 30 days. Hopefully, is the max I want to be in for the rest of the time because I am pending separation. But so starting off, I joined the Marine Corps because one, I was trying to go Coast Guard, but they didn't take me due to the fact I had a issue with my adenoids. I got them removed. And then I was talking to the Air Force, but then I was, huh?
Me too. Yeah, I got
Wait,
that operation. Me too.
wait a minute. Hold on. What the hell are adenoids? What are those? Like your neck
they're-
testicles or something?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
they're right by your tonsils, and they swell up when you get colds and stuff. And Devin, you remember how I was really, really nasally before I talked like this?
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe or smell at all. Like my smelling was like very horrible. Like I could only smell like stuff that was close by or really, really strong odors. So like a funny story real quick, when I got them removed, they wheeled me out of the operation room and I smelled coffee. I'm like, what is that beautiful smell? And I'm still like all under like a medicine. They're like, that's coffee. And then I picked up my
got
cheek.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because you were in the hospital back then. All right, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue with what you were saying about your
Okay.
you're talking to the
Yeah.
Air Force.
So I was talking to Air Force. They were gonna bring me on. I was gonna see if I wanted to join them. And all throughout my high school senior year, and I planned to go play football in college, which I did for a brief stint. But the Marine Corps recruiter would not leave me alone at all. So I blocked him. I changed my number, would not leave me alone at all. And I told him I was going to college, and he just would not leave me alone. I was losing weight because the Air Force said I had to lose some weight to get in. And I saw the Marine Corps recruiter in the gym, and I talked to him. And he said, just stop on by one day. So I stopped on by, and I talked to him. Said, this is pretty intriguing. I told my family, like, hey, I'm thinking about joining the Marine Corps. And they're like, why? You'll never make it. You can't be a Marine. You're too soft. You're too this. You're too that. I'm like, what? No, I can join the Marine Corps. Don't tell me I can't do something. And I'm very much the person. If you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna go do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So
As you should. That's respect.
Yep.
That's respect right there. If somebody tell you can't do something,
you go and do it. You have to do it. Prove them wrong. But so I ended up going to the Marine Corps. But I was already working an office job. I was starting to get into real estate with my dad and stuff. But I ended up I wanted to go a different path. And so when I joined, I wanted to be a scout sniper. Like my dream from a little kid was being a Navy SEAL. But I didn't want to go to the Navy because I didn't want to be on a ship. I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, be a sniper, and then go work for the Los Angeles Police Department as a scout sniper because I watched the movie SWAT when I was a kid a lot.
No,
So
he's like, I watched SWAT,
scout.
and now I want to be a sniper.
Isn't the Navy's like the bell? My cousin did that. Like you got to ring that bell if you. Yeah.
Yep. If you become a Navy SEAL, yep.
Yeah.
And so I went for an infantry contract, which everyone in the Marine Corps will tell you, hey, I was infantry, but my contract got switched because I failed or this happened or that happened. I did not pick infantry when I signed my contract and enlisted. My original choice was infantry. I went to MEPS, which is the processing center, to see if I qualify for everything, and they tested my vision, and I found out I needed glasses, which I'm not wearing right now, but I found out I needed glasses. Never in my life have I worn glasses.
Both y'all took y'all glasses off.
Never.
But it was for aesthetic reasons.
Yep. I'm just joking.
Never in my life did I ever need glasses before. And I was like, no, I don't. They're like, yeah, it's not bad, but you have a slight depth perception issue. So I was like, okay. So I go back and I talk to my recruiter, and he says, well, I don't think you can go infantry contract anymore and go scout sniper because you're going to need LASIK beforehand, and they're not going to do it. They're going to put you as a machine gunner. And I was like, okay. But if I go to the squad leader position and get a $5,000 bonus, and I was like, it's not going to matter. They're still going to put you as a machine gunner, and you'll never go to scout sniping. And I was like, okay, well, let me dial back, and all Marine are riflemen, so I'll always get combat. And I was like, okay. And that was going to be
you guys out there.
Yep, I was originally going to do intelligence contract, but I fell asleep taking the D Lab, which is a language contract. So they'll test you if you know languages, because I was going to be a translator, a linguist. So I fell asleep during that. That didn't work out. I chose legal.
Wait a minute, hold on. You fell asleep during it. So like, what does that mean? Like, do you like during that test, you just like yonked out and like they woke up and were like, "Hey, bro, you didn't answer any questions."
He sounds like us.
I was sitting here like this, and I was just kind of like that, and then I jumped. I came to, and when I came to, I had 12 minutes left to finish a 100-question test, and I was on answer 56.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Let me ask you this question.
Uh-huh.
Would you like tell other kids to do what you're doing right now? Is it fair?
Depends. It depends, and that's what I will say about the military service. If you don't have an option, okay, and you like say like you're in a rock and a hard place and the path you're going down is wrong, I think the military is a beautiful thing. If you want to serve your country and you're trying to like just be the best you can for your country and it's a dream of yours, go ahead. Where I beg to differ, where I would say the only time the military as a whole is not for you, not just the Marine Corps, because after you decide the military is for you, then you got to decide what branch is for you, is when, say, you're just looking for something you're looking for it to help you.
Escape. You're looking for an escape.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably not the escape you want to fucking go.
The military, you have to be willing to submit. You have to. If you're not willing to submit, if you're not willing to follow orders and compromise, even after boot camp, people say like, "Oh, I'd punch a drill instructor in the face in boot camp." Also, no, you hit a drill instructor, you're gonna die because that's assault and they're illegal.
Right, because that's like that as a coach, as a coach.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Military. Yeah.
I don't care how bad you are or whatnot like that. You're gonna die if you hit a drill instructor because then you don't have one, you have three, and then all the recruits are probably gonna go on there too because they're gonna tell them all to come up.
They're gonna jump your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
but
what I would say is that it definitely has to be something that you have to know you want to do and not something that you think if you have doubt in your mind, wait, think about it, and then do it. Would I join the military again? Yes. Would I join the Marine Corps again? Yes. Because I feel like, of course. Doubt sometimes. Do I wish I joined the Air Force? Yeah. When I'm sleeping, when I wake up and sweat at night because it's so hot in my room, and I'm like, yeah, that Air Force room I went into the other day had air conditioning, came with a TV, came with a wall.
Cooler over there.
Yeah. But like it's something like once you get the title Marine, ain't no one gonna take that away from me. Nothing you can say or do. You can be like, oh, you're not an infantry, you didn't actually do Marine. I don't care. I'm a Marine. I did. It's like I forget the number, but there's only like 180,000 Marines, and they're reducing the number now. It's like 1.8% of the population.
Actually, I could give it is as it currently stands 184,000 Marines.
Yep, and that's another thing. Marine Corps knowledge.
That you should be proud of that. Like I tell all people, the service people that I know in my life, like Melvin, he's over there in the Air Force. You know, I mean not the Air Force, Navy. I'm sorry. Yeah, and just. Those are things that I respect when you got to go out there and you got to fucking make a decision. Like, I'm standing up for not just me, everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's a fact.
And the thing I think the most people like think about, like all the branches talk trash to each other. That's fine. Yeah. Like I'm going to talk trash about Army, Navy. I'm going to talk trash about all of them because I'm a Marine. I'm the best. You know what I mean? Now, granted, does Air Force live better than me? Yeah, probably. But
hey, that's a bold talk. Now I gotta get we gotta get Melvin here now so they can talk that trash, you know.
But let someone talk about the Air Force.
That shit, yo. I respect motherfuckers that go out on the front line and really fighting about that shit. Not faking it, doing it just for to get by, but really doing it.
Yeah. Todd J. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Todd J. Hollis just came up in the chat and said, "Great show." Hey, thanks, Todd. We love you, man.
Yeah. No, but like you have the ones, and this is where people look bad at the Marine Corps, quote unquote. You have the ones where they use their status, and a lot of times, I hate to say it, but it's a lot of times with junior Marines or like new people in the military that use their social status or use their service to get things, right? Me, I was not a fan of. I don't have any Marine Corps apparel at all other than my uniform. I don't have a hoodie. I don't have anything like that that's not service related, just because of the fact that
Marine.
I'm a Marine. Exactly. What I'm doing now I shouldn't get this or that or whatever. Like one time I was taking my
So
dry
you're
cleaning.
you're saying me that you're saying that you're not gonna, when you come back to like America, you're not gonna be like buying on the Marine swag and just like walking around like, yeah, God, like that's
I'm
gonna
a
be your
Marine.
personality. I'm a
Yeah,
Marine.
Okay. All right.
you're
So
not gonna show it. You're just gonna show it,
yeah, I'm not
right?
like they should say that you should know a Marine just by looking at them.
Yeah,
And
you
if
run
you don't
into them motherfuckers, you'll know.
exactly. And another thing is like don't get me wrong, I'm gonna have a little spot in my wall that has my Marine Corps memorabilia, and I'm gonna have some flags, or I'm gonna have a pillow or something like that.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna be like, and I may have like a Marine Corps shirt like as a commemorative Japan thing, but it's not gonna be like every day I'm out there with the hat with the pins and stuff like that because
I'm a
I don't
He
I
walks into the
don't
bar. He like looks at a girl and goes, "Hey, baby,
I'm a
I'm a
Marine."
Marine."
okay,
I'm a
and that's
Marine.
something I don't do when it talks about like
Aha, Matt. Aha, I bet. I'm so sure.
no I promise you when it
Wait,
comes to
wait,
like
wait,
talking to
wait,
girls.
wait, hold on, Dev. Wait, you saying Matter do that?
I say
Matter
Matt's
be-
walking in the club like, "Hey, baby, I'm a Marine." You know what it do?
No, that is, I hate that so much. Whenever people ask me what I do as a profession, I say I work in legal for the military because I don't want the stigmatism of I'm a Marine. I want people to know me for that. And even in the Marine, I am.
Right.
I want to be a
Hey, Matt, we're losing you again with your microphone cutting in and out a little bit. So.
now. Hear me now? Better?
Yeah, you're better now. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
It's yeah. Coach has been lagging a little bit for me too, so probably just to over.
I mean, you're
I-
literally in fucking Japan. You're
Yeah.
in
You're-
Japan. Like a
you know-
little
you know what's the
lag's gonna be
craziest thing?
okay.
You know what's the craziest thing? If you go 40 or 50 miles like out into the ocean, you're on the exact opposite side of the world from me. I'm literally as far the closest landmass you can get to being on the other side of the world.
That
from
is
Maryland.
crazy.
Yep.
Matt is like literally on the polar opposite side of the world
Yep.
from us right now. That's insane.
from
Wow.
Pennsylvania, Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
we're in
It's like 7,797 miles from Maryland, back home where I live. But so like I was saying, is like with Devin, you were saying with girls, like no, I want people to know it's me. Like I don't want if someone even when I wasn't a Marine, like if someone's with you for something, when that something goes away, they're not going to be there.
You want
There's
people to
something they
know
should-
that you are who you are. Like you're not. Being a Marine doesn't define who you are.
Exactly.
represent who you
Exactly.
are.
Right?
then,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
If you look at my Instagram, right, I have my bio, right. I'm not a bio guy, but I put this bio like I think 5-6 years ago, like when I was still in high school. It says like you're all that you have in this world, so don't let anyone take that away from you.
Same age? You guys went to school together?
No, we didn't go to school together. I met him on
Older
Xbox or PlayStation.
Jeff, or-
PlayStation. We never met on Xbox. We met on
Okay.
Siege, and you were
Siege.
trying to start a YouTube channel, and then you were like, someone's like, damn, I like making YouTube videos with you. Let's bullshit. And then we talked about
Yeah.
you were in Maryland. I'm like, oh yeah. And then we were gonna go to a concert once, but then of course
Yep.
everything kind of fell through on that, which
Yep.
we still
We're
gonna have
gonna
to
go
do
to
that.
Eagles. We're gonna go to Eagles Redskins game too.
Eagles Redskins
Which-
game. Yep, we were gonna
Which
go
we
to a
should have.
game.
We should have went to the
Yeah,
one this.
hey, guys, everybody that's listening too. We have to get together and go to a football game, even if it's not our. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Even if it's not-
I kind of want to go to an XFL game with everybody. Like,
Yeah,
can we
that
go
would
to
be
an
fun.
XFL game?
That would be so much more fun. But all right. Back to what I was saying though. Like what was
Well,
the
hold on,
topic
Matt.
we were on?
I have to cut you a little short because we do got to
Okay.
move on here to like some of the stuff that me and Coach want to talk about tonight. And
Oh no, that's
you're
what I was
here
gonna
for
say.
that.
That's next?
Yeah, but I was gonna ask, but I do want to ask one last thing. I want you to talk about right now where you're at, leaving the military. You know how that situation is going, and what are you looking forward to in the future for your life, and then how's the military prepared you for that? And then then we're gonna wrap it up and keep moving forward with whatever else we have on the agenda.
Sounds good. So what I'm looking at right now is I've had a disability since I've joined in the Marine Corps. Through boot camp. Technically it's not a disability, but I hurt my shoulder in boot camp, and I've been diagnosed by several different doctors, some civilian, some not. But when I came out to Okinawa, they wanted to just do physical therapy, and I've been doing physical therapy for like the last year and a half I've been out here, and it's been working. Yes and no. It's like it's improved it, but it's not fixed the issue, if that makes any sense. Like,
Makes sense.
and so now I'm at the point where the Marine Corps, if I can't do like the personal fitness test, like I've gained 20-30 pounds from being out here because I can't work out, I can't run, I can't do these different activities. So I'm being separated from the Marine Corps, which is admin. So it's basically like being fired, but I'm being separated with condition, not non-disability. And it allows me to still, if I get an honorable, it allows me to still get my benefits and things like that.
But what if you
And
don't?
I don't get an honorable, then I'm going to dispute it because my track record in the service and everything like that it's been of a above standard Marine. I had 2 little run-ins with disability, which was the one Devin we talked to prior, or not disability, but within a little bit of trouble I got into, which was one with the alcohol-related incident I was talking to you about. How you're not allowed to have hard liquor.
Hold on, let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
When you said the alcohol incident, what happened?
So I had alcohol in the barracks, which is against the barracks order for Okinawa. Our specific. No. So you can't have hard liquor. You can have up to a 6-pack in your fridge per person over the age of 20 in Okinawa. So I had hard liquor because I was already kind of big, so I was trying to watch calories, but it's not an excuse. I broke the order, and I got caught. I regret my decision, like, wholeheartedly. So that sent me to the behavioral health SACO system, which kind of screens you if you have an alcohol issue or whatnot. And they screened me, and I was honest about everything. I told them in college I used to drink heavy, but I didn't like that lifestyle, so I cut it out.
Honest, and you saying you had a problem?
No, I didn't have a problem, but
You didn't
I just
have
went up. No, not at all. Like, when I was in college, I drank heavy, but I realized that it wasn't the life for me, and I stopped. Like, I do not have an addictive personality at all. I can cut out and cut in stuff like it's crazy, like no big deal. But when I got there, they told me that they were
laughing at Dev. What the fuck you laughing
Nothing.
at, Dev?
I ain't
When
laughing
he
at
said
nothing.
that, hold on for a second. I think Dev just trying to call you on some bullshit without
Devin,
saying.
what you got? What you got?
I don't
Devin?
got nothing. I'm just sitting here enjoying the story because I already heard it. But go ahead.
Yeah, he did hurt. He did
All
hear
right,
it.
I'm listening. I'm asking questions. That's all.
But so basically, they referred me and they hit me on 2 points. So it's out of 11 points, you have to have a minimum of 2 to be referred to treatment. And they didn't refer me just to like one class or whatnot. They referred me to a class, 9 weeks of treatment, and then 6 to 8 months of aftercare after that.
So they tell you. So basically, they treat you as if you have a disability, saying you're an alcoholic if you have more than that amount in the military.
They'll tell you that no, you're not an alcoholic. It's not the military in a sense. It's a program ran under the military. It's like the substance abuse counselors and everything like that. They're accredited counselors and stuff, but they were adamant about you're not an alcoholic. That's not what it's called. You just you have an alcohol disorder.
They're trying to avoid giving you help.
They're trying to like,
No.
like to me, to me, this is what it sounds like, right? It sounds like to me, hey, we saw you have alcohol. We're not saying you have a problem, which means if you didn't have a problem, then why would they would just give you like some kind of like warning, some kind of like punishment.
So they did.
Yeah, but this is, to me, that doesn't make any sense because they're treating you as if you have like an actual like problem. Like what you're talking about is how people in America are treated for having a problem with you know what I mean, like drug addiction. So I mean, and like they put you through a program, you have to go to rehab. Like that's how they're treating you for having a bottle of Jack Daniels in your barracks.
So,
granted, I don't know what it was, but
the Marine Corps, they run into a lot of issues because the Marines do like to drink. A lot of Marines do drink heavily. I'm not one of those. I'm an abnormal Marine. I do a lot of, like, I
you do karaoke on the weekends. I hear you.
Yeah. I drive drunk people around and stuff like that because I had my fun with drinking. But the commander's hands, like, so
looking out for people.
Exactly.
Looking out for fellow Marine.
I respect. Because I'm 23. The young guys can go have their fun. I'm a little older, but no. So like I was saying, the commander's hands are kind of tied because the way the order is written. So the commander has to follow orders. Is any alcohol-related incident in the barracks, you have to get referred to SAC, and after that, it's all on SAC. The commander almost has no power, no control whatsoever over it. They have to, and that when SAC recommends something, it's in the best interest for the commander to agree with SAC. Because say I was an alcoholic and he said, nah, don't send an alcohol rehab, and then I got drunk and killed a Japanese local, that's looking really bad on him that I was sent to treatment. But I did my own research on why I was sent to treatment. So I looked up the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic Manual for Mental Disorders, and I looked up everything that they said I was that I was diagnosed with that they were sending. And a little bit of information you have to know. I take medication.
Matt, we're losing you a little bit again.
Okay, what's the last thing you heard? Can you hear me now?
No, we heard you, but you were just kind of quiet. So, you're just saying that you were looking for the DM5 and you were looking up what was going on.
So I take medication I take different type of prescription medication I have ADD once I got into the Marine Corps due to some things like that, which is besides the point. And then once I got to the Marine Corps, or not once I got to the
Hold on one second, Coach. You gotta up your phone a little bit because it kind of went a little sideways.
all I see is Coach Frozen.
All I see is like Coach's hand and like his
Yeah,
because his phone was turned sideways. It's like covering up my face on the display.
That's something you do if you do this. This is how we were taught to figure out what our eyes were when we shoot. If you make a triangle with your hands and then you bring it back naturally to one of your eyes, that tells you which eye you're dominant with. So that's what it looks like.
Hold on, now I'm gonna try this. Hold up.
So put it like this.
I don't know.
Like
Did we lose Coach? Did he leave the call, or is he just froze?
He's still here, but he might have like
All right,
tabbed
well,
out.
I'm gonna hide his thing. That way, then like he's not covering up me, and we can keep the show going. Because I don't know if we lost it or not.
Do you want me to go back and on my little ramble about the medical or whatnot?
No. Actually, I kind of want to help wrap this up here because this is what I wanted to say was that you're on the way out. What are you looking forward to like coming out of the military?
I'm definitely looking forward to being back with my family. That's one thing. I have a few job offers lined up, and if they don't work out, I'm probably going to go back to school. But I'm looking forward to being back with family and friends more than anything in the world. Like, after being out here, even though I went home about a year ago, it definitely takes a toll. Like seeing your nephews and your cousins grow up that were born, and seeing your friends get married and have kids, and seeing their kids grow up. It's like it takes like life freezes for you when you're back in the States. Out here, it's like a totally different life, and it's a good thing and a bad thing because.
So you're looking to come home and settle down? Is that what you're saying? Like get your life together?
Oh no, not like that. I'm looking to come home, start my life, see where life takes me. I'm a very adventurous person, so if I go on another adventure, I go on another adventure. But I want to have some family time where I enjoy some time with my family. That's the main thing.
That's dope. That's dope. Like I said, and I always, how I always say about people is it's like you just start following what you love doing, and then you'll find your way. Just start there and keep doing that every day, and eventually you'll find a lane. Just do things you want to do, and then you'll find a lane because you'll find out real quick if that thing's not for you. So Coach is kind of dipped out of here, I guess, because of some technical difficulties. So I guess it'll be the me and Matt show for the rest of the evening. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to Coach. Coach, we love you. I guess if you're watching still, I don't know. Like
he had to go. They called him up to go coach the Ravens football game that's going on right now. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he's going to go coach. I don't think they need any coaching. But Todd J. Hollis said he'd love you guys back. Hey, we love you too, Todd. Like I said, all love out there in Pittsburgh. So the presidential debate, Matt, is coming up tomorrow.
Oh, that's a topic that's been very hot on my Facebook.
No, really. I'm not. Do I want to watch it? Do I want to? I mean, I feel like because here's the thing. Every time I watch an interview with Donald Trump. Well, for one, like when I watch them with Joe Biden's just painful to watch with his debate stuff. Like, is he bad? Is he like, no, but sometimes like he has a stutter and he's really slow to speak on some things, and I don't like it. Donald Trump, that guy just doesn't answer anything. That man, you ask him a question and he just doesn't say. He doesn't say anything. Like you ask him a question like, how do you feel about, like you could literally show Donald Trump a chart of, like, hey, we have the highest death rate of coronavirus in the world, and he would look at it and say, no, that's not what that says. It's because we do more testing. It's like that doesn't matter. Like it has nothing to do with the testing, Mr. Trump.
But you gotta understand that it's smart. It's so smart. And don't get me wrong, he's the president, so technically he's my boss, so I can't speak ill on him or anybody that's potentially going to be my boss.
It's job security. It's job security for the next 30 days.
It's actually in my contract. I can't say that. But what I will say is like I'll be as honest as I can be. I'm a registered independent, so I'm not Republican nor Democrat, and my views are what's best for the country. That's what I think goes. I think that it's smart for Trump to say that because with media nowadays, just.
I'm losing you again, Matt.
How about now?
Okay, you're good.
Media and everything with video editing, that it's so easy to take and twist people what they say, and if you share it and it gets a couple thousand shares on Facebook, nobody will do the research.
I'm losing you again. You're cutting in and out.
Hold on. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. Way better.
Cool. So like I was saying, like if you know just as well as anybody with media editing that you can take and cut what people say, and if you share it a couple thousand times on Facebook, it people aren't going to be none the wiser, and they're just going to take it for what's the truth. You know what I mean? And they're not going to do the research because a lot of people don't have time, and they're like, oh, he usually says a lot of stuff like this, that, and all. And it goes the same with Biden too. Like it.
Well, let me
A lot
cut
of
you off because your mic. I see where you're going, and your mic's still doing that thing. So you might want to look at your settings quick. But what I was gonna say to you is that yeah, I mean people can do that, but I mean like bridging the gap. We're very big on trying to watch things in context as they happen, and like when I watch these things in context. I see. I mean, again, you can't speak on it. Which, again, I think that's actually a good point of talk. Like I think it's weird that the military has to limit your freedom of speech once you're in there, which is weird to me. Like they're basically like, even if you have an opinion that's against this side of the government, or whatever, you're not allowed to say that, which is kind of crazy to me. But regardless, well, that's another topic for later on, I guess. But I've watched these debate topics and I've watched these guys both just talk and I've watched many things where, Donald's been asked and interviewed and it's the same tactic every time where it's not like I'm watching these things in their context. Like I'm not watching these little clips and I'm seeing it where this man will, and I could demonstrate it. I might even do a live stream for Bridging the Gap where I will watch an interview and I can show you where he did not answer a question. The thing is, that works for some people. There are a lot of people that are swayed by that because they will see someone come back with a quick answer and they'll be like, wow, look how certain and confident this man is, even though he basically said nothing. And
Yep.
I think that's what I have trouble with is I'm someone who's, participating in this presidential debate. I mean, do you take the guy who's slow to answer or do you take the guy who, says nothing? I mean, he talks, but he doesn't answer anything,
So you gotta look at it like a lot of people don't look at that. They look at their point of views and they just try to listen to people. And if he's grabbing the attention of the demographic, a certain type of demographic, and it's helping him and he's getting up in the polls, he's gonna continue to do that. And that's where I don't like our politics. Okay, so I am not a fan of how we have our political system right now because it's so easy for people to just be swayed and voting based on political party rather than voting on beliefs and viewpoints. Because if you look at it, a lot of times they're like, "Are you voting Democrat or Republican?" I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? I'm like, I'm trying to vote for the best person to lead our country. If he's a Whig Party candidate or if he's some random candidate.
Libertarian, if he's libertarian, if he's communist, whatever party he belongs to, that's the guy I'm going to pick. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Why is the party system so important for our country? And that's because whichever party has the most political power, it goes their way because everyone's like, okay, you're a Democrat, I'm a Democrat, we all need to vote Democratic. Rather, if you look at there's no labels on the political system, you'll have a lot more open debates where people be more willing to share their viewpoints rather than their party's viewpoints.
It's a big club. I think that what the problem is that the two-party system has become a big club. There's so many people that have gotten into it. They're a part of it. And once you're in the club, you're in.
Yep.
And once you're in, you have like obligations. It's kind of like, actually, it's kind of very similar to the military and how it is now. Like you've signed a contract where like, this is who you support. Even if you don't like the guy, even if you don't think he's bad, this is who you support. And there's not a lot of deviation usually when it comes to that within the political landscape. And I agree, that's a huge problem with the two-party system. And unfortunately, you're right. I don't think people vote in that manner. And now, you were talking about the Maryland flag earlier. I wanted to bring this up because I think it's interesting too. Is like, it's weird that like these Trump flags and these and Confederate flags. You would think that the state flag of Pennsylvania was the Trump or the Confederate flag. I'm not even exaggerating. Like in my neighborhood, my trailer park neighborhood, my illustrious, beautiful trailer park neighborhood.
You gotta start somewhere, man. You gotta start somewhere.
There is a whole I can't get past the American flags, the blue stripe, the Blue Lives Matter flags, the Confederate, like those are like all throughout my neighborhood in rural Pennsylvania. And I was saying about these Biden, you have these Biden flags being put up, and to me it's starting to feel more confrontational. Granted, you're somebody who's not in the States right now. So yeah. I'm kind of curious, do you think it's going to be a culture shock when you come back to America and you see, because I'm sure when you come back to Maryland, you're going to see it. I mean, like this country is really divided right now.
Trust me, Facebook shows me how much the country really is divided. The cultural shock, I believe, will be there but I think it will be for other reasons. The political reasons, we have to stay informed on politics and understand what's going on in the country due to the fact that at any moment, because of certain political issues, we have to be called to action. And believe it or not, when I online game, I hear more about politics from the Aussies that I play with than I do anybody else. They're like, "Hey, Trump, huh? You like Trump?" And it's like crazy. Like all like the Aussies, the Chinese, everybody's like, "You vote for Trump, huh? Huh? Trump?"
The Australian
like,
people. This is kind of curious now.
Yeah, everyone thinks that all Americans are like full blown Trump supporters, and I'm like I'm in the military. He's my boss. Yeah. Do I think he's the best for the office? I mean, that could be decided either way, depending on what it is. I think his economic stature and his financial things are really great, but I think his views on social justice and other things like that are horrible. So it's like, what's really best for our country? And I think being on Facebook and just seeing, because people are so open on Facebook, they're more open than if you meet them in real life. I've had conversations with people on Facebook where they think that I'm full blown Democratic. They're like, "You don't understand. You just want socialism and stuff like that." No, I don't want socialism. I have free healthcare right now. Free healthcare sucks. Like, trust me, it sucks. Free healthcare is horrible. You don't want that. But I understand that there's good and bads of both sides.
And now,
of
does
the
your
party.
healthcare come through the VA?
So it comes through the Navy. Department of the Navy does, or we're the Department of the Navy, so Navy does our healthcare, and then we pay a little bit out of each check a month, but it's not noticeable.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of like if you just like had a job anywhere else, you just pay like a little bit for your healthcare. I mean, like, and like, I guess to me that would be kind of like free healthcare in a sense. I don't know exactly if that really would be considered. I mean, because I mean, there's no such thing as free healthcare. You come out of your taxes.
It's
if
like
there was a free
$5.
healthcare system, you know. But
It's like
$5.
But
yeah.
I would say that the culture shock would be, it's gonna be there, but I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be huge. I'm saying it's gonna be probably, I want to see how open people are about it in public. That's going to be the culture shock for me. Because I know about it on Facebook, but how openly people are diverse to each other.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, it is getting very, how would I put it? Very polarized. And me and Coach talked about the Social Dilemma, which is a Netflix documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. Last week that was talking about, the political polarization, all because of our smartphones. I mean, our smartphones and social media have like basically have molded our minds. Like, we are actually addicted to our phones. I mean, hell, like my phone dings and like I'm looking right down at it, this whole time.
100%.
And there's a lot of information there that talks about, how like social media and how people like Russia could easily manipulate our elections and our everything. Countries like Russia, any country really, all they have to do is pay for Facebook ads. I mean, there are people that have vetted interests in other countries, and they can destabilize a whole country just by making some, paying for some ads on Facebook, to say that Muslims aren't really people and all that jazz. And isn't that insane? I mean, granted, now Facebook's trying to make strides to, reduce those things and get rid of those things, but isn't that insane that, we live in a world where social media can influence those things? And I want to ask you this because you're in Japan. I mean, like, what's like your social media feed is obviously, I'm sure, very similar, but I mean, like, how do the people of Japan like act around you? How do they feel about America? What are their stances? Like, and not even just America. What are their stances on are there like cultural things where like they fight amongst themselves?
So Japan is very, very good with respect towards everybody. If anything is said negatively about people, it's on the inside. They think Americans are very loud, very ignorant, very rude, which I agree, because the first time I was here, I saw a dude yelling at a Japanese girl because he couldn't understand her and he was trying to get his money back. It was a big thing. We could speak hours on that. But what I'm saying is the Japanese phones, you can't turn off the camera. So if you take a picture, it makes the flash any application.
Wait. I'm losing you again. You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, yep. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So go ahead. What were you saying about the...
So in Japan, the camera flashes on the phones, it makes the sound no matter what, even if your phone is muted. On any application that you take a picture, the camera sound automatically goes off and flashes, because there's so much social awareness of people that would take pictures of people, and it's impolite. So manners and respect are a big thing.
That's cool. So
really,
I
hate it.
So anytime someone takes a picture, the flash can't be turned off in the phones over there.
No, not the flash, but the shutter sound. So like, you know how you take a picture and it goes cha-ching, or like shh, or whatnot. That sound does not mute or silence. So that way, like when people take pictures of other people, you hear. Yeah.
So, like over here, like we're all about the sneaky picture taking and stuff. Is that what
Oh
you're trying
yeah.
to get at? And that's a
What
lot
I'm
more about
saying is,
respect. But you're saying that it's hard to, from your perspective, you'd say it's hard to judge really what the internal issues in Japan are
yep,
because people are not very vocal. I mean, like, are you
yep.
friends with people that are Japanese there? Do they post
Mhm.
like their stuff? Do you see their opinions on things? Like, do they ever do
No,
that?
it's less of that. There are politics. There are some vans that drive around here and they speak bad and they protest about the Americans being on the base and stuff like that. Because there are
Hmm.
those open views, but they're very respectful, very silent protests. They're not like rioting or anything like that. But I think the level of respect and courtesy in Japan is so high that it it's totally different than America. Like
Hmm.
the reason why Facebook ads and those things don't work in this country, in Japan, because you only see like the same 5 ads and they're all funny and like even though I can't understand what they're saying, they're all funny and stuff like that. But like with America, you get like the derogatory and stuff like that because there's so much respect for people in Japan that it would never be socially accepted. Like if you disrespected someone, no matter what it was or anything like that, then it would be so horribly appropriated and people would totally have a negative aspect on that ad. Although, like with America, people actually think it's humorous when people disrespect the other people. Like you look at World
Hmm.
Star when people are in fights and different things like that.
World Star, yeah.
It's almost like their 5 seconds of fame when they call someone a different word or something like that. It's like 5 seconds of fame. Rather
When
in
Danielle
Japan,
Berlogi goes on and's like, "Catch me outside," how about that? Like she's
exactly.
crazy. She's like being disrespectful as shit to her mom, but we're all
Uh-huh.
laughing about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100%.
Whereas
Which
in
don't.
Japan, you're telling me that like if there was a TV show where like an Asian girl gets on there and starts calling her mom a bunch of hoes and everyone in the audience a bunch of hoes and Dr. Phil a bunch of hoes, they're gonna be like, "Wow, that person's a piece of garbage,"
Yeah, like
and they're
it,
not. They wouldn't even be entertained. They'd be actually disgusted. Whereas people like us in America would actually be we're genuinely entertained by that.
Yep. Now they do have their sense of cute, crude humor. If you've ever seen the Japanese game shows of like they're like I don't know if you've seen them. They're where you run up like a mountain and you're in a rubber suit and they're like
Yeah.
water stuff. Like and then you like had there's one of them where you have a tube and you have to blow a roach back and forth between each other's mouth and whoever's mouth it goes into loses. It's really
A
I think they're kind of
cockroach?
funny. Yeah, like a cockroach. Like they put it in this big clear tube and you have one person on one side and one person on the other, and they're blowing it back and forth, and whoever's mouth it goes in loses. Yep, it's
Oh.
so yeah,
Oh,
it's
imagine a cockroach in your mouth. Oh, what if it crawled? Oh my god, what if it crawled down your throat? Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh
Think
my
about
god,
that.
dude, we're done. We're done with this conversation now. Like we
Yeah,
are
okay,
literally
but
done with that. Oh.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like there's a lot of things that like it's just culturally unacceptable to be rude or disrespectful to people in public. I've only seen one fight, um, and that wasn't even in Japan. That was in Korea, North. When I went to North and South Korea, I saw a fight between people in South Korea. But South Korea is so Americanized, it's crazy. Like the people there are American Koreans, in my opinion, because the culture is so much different than Japan.
I actually did some video work for a girl. She's like a dance instructor and stuff that lives over in South Korea.
Uh
And
huh.
you're definitely right about that because like when I see all her posts, they're very like there's stuff that I would see my friends on Instagram posting. Do you know
Yep.
what I mean? Her name's Lydia. I would see her posting pictures, like girls with the typical selfies.
Mhm.
She's making little videos, TikToks. And I guess it would make more sense too because I mean that South Korea and North Korea, I mean like those are two places that are pretty heated tensions in history between the two
Yep.
countries. So, like I could see an outbreak of violence being something that would happen.
I will say though the finish off on that point, if you want to move on, is that Japan has the highest suicide rate per capita. Um, so you got to look at the benefits of being reserved and kept in compared
Because it might be that these people really have these problems they don't let out, and instead they just because
because it's
they feel like they're a burden.
because it's culturally unacceptable to show emotions in a sense. You know what I mean?
Or like show that you feel disrespected or whatever. You're a cog in the machine. You should be happy for what you have. Those kind of things. And I wonder how those feelings are balanced over in those other countries. And I don't think
Yep.
I don't think those are things that I could understand unless I was a part of that culture, for a
Oh,
good long
100%.
time. And I'm glad you got that experience, and we kind of moved on and talked about all of that. But we are getting to the top of the hour, which means we do have to wrap up the show.
That's completely fine. It was a
But
pleasure.
yeah, like I said, it's always good to have you on, Matt, and talking BS, man. I miss playing games with you all the time and stuff. I'm not really on games all the time no more.
Yeah, neither am I.
Like well, granted, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing, which is cool. And maybe that's a nice little bridging gap moment we can end out on. Is like, me and you both 23 years old, and the difference had changed because me and you literally used to play video games like 8 hours, 9 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like it was a job.
Crazy.
Like it was a job.
We would get off work. If like you work like side jobs and stuff. I had like a server job, so I worked like late at night, which was fine. And then like I would just get off and we just play COD or play Ark.
No,
we didn't.
We played primarily Ark and Siege. That was pretty much what we primarily played. Yeah.
Yep.
And but I mean but now, as we're getting a little older, it's like, like those things don't fulfill you anymore. Like they're fun, but like they don't fulfill you. Like as you're playing them, like I think I even had these conversations back when I was playing them. It's like when you're playing them, you're like, this isn't for like there's a voice in the back of your head that screams and it says, this is not what I want to be doing the rest of my life. Like what am I doing? There's something I could be doing. I could be doing this. I could be doing that. Let me go do that.
So I'll say this because this is really important to me. Like I bought the new 2K, right? Because I was a big 2K guy. Like you knew that. And I was like, I had a blast last one, and in this one, like I'm not bad at it. Like I'm actually good, but I don't like I play 1 or 2 games and I get bored. So I find myself trying to challenge myself mentally by watching YouTube videos on how to build different stuff or how to set up this and how to do this and how to do that. And I find that more intriguing than to actually play video games anymore because I'm not in it for the instant satisfaction anymore. I want to be able to challenge myself and grow.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, what it is you just get this temporary, and everybody's in the chat who's thinking you can say something here, but I mean, like what it is like it's just like it's like fake achievement because like you work so hard to like do a little task and a little goal and all that, and you're like, look at me, I'm this level in this game, but like when does that really apply to the real world? Unless like you're gonna be a competitive gamer, like
exactly.
And if you're a competitive gamer, you're not in every game just playing against like that's not what you're doing. If you're a competitive gamer, you're like probably like in like a practice mode, just working on like hitting a head, like pointing at the head and shooting it, like headshot, working on that or whatever game it is that you're working on competitively, how to maneuver and whatnot. Like it's hours of like practice. Like you're not just playing the game for fun. You're like really trying to like figure out the mechanics of the game and how to do the best that you possibly can. And I think that it becomes like a waste of time. And then you start realizing that there's other things that actually give you more achievement because you start what I would say. I think the biggest thing I realized like coming away from like video games a little bit more is that it's you realize like what you're doing matters more to people and it's more addicting that way when you're not playing a game. When you're not playing a game, you're doing more for people and you're like, and you're working with people in your community and you're like, wow, like this means so much more than, playing 5 hours of, Grand Theft Auto.
If I can go talk to a bunch of kids and see their opinion and tell them about my life and see how wild they are, that's more important to me than leveling up my guy in COD or getting a gold gun. Or if I build a table and it's in the middle of my room and I use it all the time, that's something that lasts that I can, if I take care of it right, I have it forever. But my character in COD goes away when the next COD comes out.
Exactly. That's a big thing. Like games don't even like, they're just like seasonal and like you buy a new one every year. Like, I mean, I stopped buying Madden because I'm just tired of it. It's the same goddamn game every year. It's the same goddamn game and EA just cashes in on it.
This Madden, I think, was so disappointing. I did not like the yard. I think the yard was stupid. I think it tried to do what you remember what Street 1 and Street 2 were?
Yep.
I think it tried to capture Street 1 and Street 2, but it's such a broken system where every position can do everything. It's just really luck of the draw, in my opinion. But I agree. I think it's just like it comes down to advertisement and everybody's always hype is the biggest thing in America.
Well, they sell you a roster update. That's really like Madden for the past 3 years has just sold us a roster update. They did have the story mode, and then I realized how bad the story mode was. No, not Long Shot. Long Shot was okay. It was the other one where it was like be the quarterback or whatever.
Where you couldn't pick your position or whatnot or whatever.
They made a path. It was like you could be a quarterback, And then you're like, oh, like we're going to go to the NFL. There's going to be this cool story. And the story basically ends once you get to the NFL. And then all it is just prompts. You just get like text prompts. That's the whole story.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, what? Like there's this whole beginning
Yep.
thing where I play through college and then I make it to the NFL. And then you're going to tell me that I got, this is it? I just get prompted now? Like I just get text prompts to create the illusion of a story for the rest of my career? No thanks. So
I still think every sports video game should go on the FIFA-based system for upgrading their guy, where it doesn't matter about what position you are or what everything like that. You have one position, you have one character that you can make him multiple different positions, and you level up skills by playtime. It has nothing to do with VC or anything like that. But as you play with that character, you level up skills automatically. And if say I'm a striker, I'll level up shooting faster. But if I'm a goalie, I'll level up reaction time faster. So instead of having to create a new player each time, it's kind of like a guy that
right.
oh, this guy's max. I'm done.
Right. Well, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure we may have beaten some people over the head with our sports video game talk, but I thought that was a good moment because me and you haven't talked in a long time, and like video games is where you and I found me and you found our friendship, but then we've kind of like moved on from that now, and we're both in different places, which is cool. Like, I want to meet all of my friends that I like really fuck with on video games. Like, I mean, I know I'm going to Tennessee at some point. I might even go this year to go meet Fat.
What is Hennessy? Patrick Hennessy? Didn't
Pat,
he live in Cali?
He still lives out in Cali. I mean,
I'm
going out to Cali to meet a lot of people. I have a lot of friends in Cali. Like, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to fly in and I'm going to like rent a car and just take a road trip from San Diego to like northern Cali where he's at.
Yeah, he's doing really well for himself now from what I've seen. Like, he's been doing well.
Yeah, he was like a car salesman and stuff. Like, I mean, when we knew Patty, like, I think he was like unemployed with like a kid. And,
he was like unemployed with a kid and like struggling to work 5 hours a week and like had something going on. And now he's like, he has a boat, house, and he's taking vacations every other week.
He was also the sweatiest Rainbow Six Siege player we ever had on our friends list.
He was dirty. He was so dirty. He was so dirty.
Like, I think like every time Pat talked, it was like he was like, yeah, guys, like I don't know if I want to do that, and he's like, he got like sweat, just you can hear the sweat drip into his microphone. Like,
no, and the thing is, he was prior military, so his call outs, like, it totally makes sense now. Like, so get this. Real quick nerd talk. Me and my boys after we got done playing, we started playing Rainbow Six again, right? Because it was just like that's what we played in the schoolhouse, and all of us boys would get in there. Me and my dude Bogan, his name is Brian Bogan. We were playing Rainbow Six Siege together. It was a 2v6 because all our teammates left, and it was a ranked game, and it was 5-1. We ended up with 30 kills each, and we cleared every room like you would see in a movie. It was fucking beautiful. Like, if you're talking about a clip that I wish I would have saved, I wish I would have saved it. But I fucking had my clip on 3 minutes instead of 30.
Damn, bro, that is rough. That's why I always did mine when I did the YouTube. I always did mine on 5-minute clips every round, and then I would just save it that way. I would just save every round. All right, but we're out of here. So, Matt, do you have any other final remarks that you would want to say about your experience? Anything you want to give out to the people? A message? Anything like that?
Follow your heart, follow your dreams, do your research, and be who you are. Don't let anybody make you to what they want you to be.
If that ain't a bridging the gap fucking piece of advice there, I don't know what is. But again, we are sorry, Coach. Coach's the internet did a thing where he died. We love Coach to pieces. Yeah, I mean, he definitely probably wanted to go watch the Ravens game, which, hey, I don't blame him. It's gonna be a good ass game. But anyway, so Coach will be back like next week. We want to thank Matt again for being on the show, giving us his opinion about being in the Marine Corps. I'm sure Matt will be around because he's gonna be coming home here soon and all that. But again, everybody that came in, dropped some chats, talked with us today. Hey, we love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And if you're still here and you haven't already, go like the Bridging the Gap page. Just click the Bridging the Gap thing. Go over. There's a little button there. It says follow. Like our page, follow. Check us out on YouTube, Bridging the Gap on YouTube. You might have to go search us by channel. We'll come up, I swear. But anyway, we're out of here. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves and stay beautiful. See ya.